we talked earlier about how you guys were cover tribute band earlier on with that show you did and all that. One of the songs you have recorded and we play a lot here is "Don't Fear the Reaper." Is that something that you guys did back then, or is that something that came out more recently?
Well, we were actually asked. That was to do for a movie soundtrack. I guess they couldn't afford to pay the sync rights,
right?
Blue Oyster Cult's label or whatever, to get the amount that they needed for this movie. And so, they came to us and said, would you guys be willing to do this? And I was like, I opened my mouth real fast. I was, oh, sure, that'd be easy to knock out, and I love Blue Oyster Cult. And then I hung up the phone and I started to think, and I went, what did I just do? Because if we screw this song up, we're going to be hated forever.
Yeah.
This is not a song you can mess with. This is an anthem. This is a classic. This song will never go away as long as there are airwaves.
Right.
And I was like, so I got together with the guys. I was like, we got to do this, and we got to do it right. And luckily, Craig Goldie came into the studio and helped out with a little bit with the production. Both him and I kind of co-produced that, and I did all the mixing on it. And then, in the end, I think it turned out fine. I didn't think it was going to become as popular for us as it did. Because, we get a lot of requests, will you send us some of your music? And please don't forget Don't Fear the Reaper, and it's just like, wow, But then I did run into Eric Bloom and Buck Dharma backstage one night because Rudy Sarzo was playing with them live. Right. And since Rudy and I are very close friends, I went to the show. And I went backstage and I mentioned to Eric that, we had done this recording, and I was like, I hope everything's kosher and we didn't break any rules and all this other stuff. And he's like, oh, no. He goes, I'd love for you to send me a copy so I could listen to it. I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. He goes, I got to keep up on what people are doing to our music. And I was like, okay, no problem. So cool. I sent it to him, and you know what? It turned out okay. They really dug it. So that was kind of cool, and to have the band that really was my first concert and one of my major inspirations, and then to come full circle and end up being asked to do one of their songs, and it turns out okay,
right, in
everybody's eyes, was just icing on the cake for me, and the guys in the band. So it was just one of those things that it popped out of the air. Hey, can you guys do this song? Yeah. Will you? Okay. Bang. It was done.
Yeah.
So
that's nice. And then as a band, when you're doing a cover song, there's two routes you can go. There's the dead-on cover, or there's you could do your own spin. And a lot of bands have tried your own spin thing and completely butcher it to the point of why,
Exactly. And one of the things that I brought up in the studio when we were recording it, I was like, we could probably metal it up just a tad, give it a little bit more heavy punch guitar-wise or something. But other than that, if we stray from the original format of this song, we will get murdered.
Yeah.
And that was just my only real concern. I wanted to stay true to the song. I wanted to stay, keep it with the same feel and vibe, and you're exactly right. That was the main thing in my head, is that there are two roads you can go down when you're doing this, and if you take it and make it your own, you're shooting, in my opinion, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot.
Right.
There's been a couple bands that have been able to pull it off, but sure. It's a risky gamble when you're dealing with a song that big and that popular, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe you're lucky 10% of covers of the remakes or remodeling or retooling, whatever you want to call it, of a cover, make it, get any positive reaction to it. Most of them are like, why'd they do that,
Right. I mean, we've had hardcore Blue Oyster Cult fans contact us and go, my God, you guys nailed that.
Oh, it was dead on.
They do have, a cult-like following. They really do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And, it's cool that the fans got it, too. So, yeah. That was a fun song to do.
Yeah, I mean, you got bands like Disturbed. Every album they do a cover tune of something you would never expect them to do, like the Genesis song, and I can't remember the other ones, but it's totally poppy 80s songs, and they turn it into metal. And you know what? It's cool, but and they sound good, but the people who originally liked the songs probably aren't going to like those versions of the songs, you know?
Right. And that's one of those, I heard that one that Disturbed did, the Genesis song, and I thought,
Land of Confusion,
I thought they did okay on that, you know? But, again, you've got to still keep true to the song without going overboard, I think, is just the main thing.
Right. And I mean, there's a band we play here on Wildlife Radio. They're called Tragedy. They're actually a heavy metal Bee Gees tribute band. And they put out an album of metaled up Bee Gees tunes, like "Staying Alive" is all double bass and 80s screaming and stuff. It's a joke. It's a goof. They do it. They're not taking themselves seriously, and it's funny, and it's just really cool to hear. But in the same sense, most people can be like, "What the hell are you doing?" you know?
Right.
As far as like going around doing concerts and being like radio airplay and whatnot, it's more of just a fun night out drinking type thing, you know?
Right.
But all right, so. Don't Fear the Reaper. I have it queued up. I want to play that right now, and so let everyone else who hasn't heard it already, because we do play it a lot here, check it out. And all I have to tell you is, anytime I hear this song, all I can think of is Christopher Walken on Saturday Night Live with the cowbell skit.
Oh yeah,
one of the funniest moments on TV.
One of the things about Eric Bloom, when I did see him with Rudy, he even made fun of that whole part. He whipped out the cowbell on stage and started hitting it on the Saturday night. He was making fun of himself. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, it's great. I mean, anytime you hear the song, it's like, I need more cowbell. And I've even taken animated GIFs of that scene when I'm beating the cowbell with his hairdo and all that, and I put like our DJ's faces on it, so you see our DJ beating the cowbell, Yeah, it's pretty fun.
And that was something we thought about adding to the whole thing because it was so popular at the time. We were thinking about we should add more cowbell just for the hell of it. And then we backed off in the end, and when we started mixing, I was like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, because then it's making it a joke,
It was tempting.
Oh, absolutely. But right here, we're going to play some Metal Nights with Don't Fear the Reaper. On wildliferadio.com, on the phone with Razor, lead singer. Be right back.